welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to do a bit more of an in-depth review on just the lambs market really, and the reasons why I got this obviously over something like a Ninja 400 or a Ninja 300 or the KTM 390 Duke, which was one of the bikes that I was really considering before I got this. So I'm going to start with, so when I found this bike, I actually found it with about 4,000 kilometers on it, and it had everything that I wanted. Basically it had an exhaust, had the little bar end mirrors, and the belly pan, tail tidy, so it had pretty much everything, and it was black, which I wanted a black bike. So it was basically perfect, and it was a good price, so I just decided to take the plunge and do it, and I ended up actually paying it off over over about a month and a half, which luckily the dealership actually let me do that, which was really good. Instead of having to pay up the whole amount, I just came in every week and gave them a bit of money, which was really good because it was a bit easier on the pocket. Now the other thing is, so in my head what I thought was, if I'm going to get this bike at, say, let's say it was just over 10 grand Australian, and if I did want to upgrade in the next couple of months, in the next couple of year or two, that 10 grand will still be pretty much, I might get 9 for the bike if I decided to sell it privately. So that 9 grand then can go towards a full powered MT-09 or a 765. So I'm really not that far off. Say if I wanted to get a bike that was about 16 grand, and at least I've got 10 to go towards it. So which that's really what I thought in my head going into buying a more expensive bike over something like a Duke 390, which in a year or two is going to be worth probably 5 grand, and that gap is now a lot bigger. So yeah, that was one reason why I really wanted to get this bike over anything else. I was really close on a Duke 390 just because that bike for the price is amazing. It's got that LCD digital dash, which is pretty cool. You link your phone up and all that stuff, and it's really light and it's quite powerful actually for what it is. So yeah, I was really close on that one, but I'm happy with my decision on getting this. But yeah, the other thing is, when I looked to get those bikes, there was something, they just felt plasticky. Which yes, they're a lot cheaper, but at the end of the day, when you go out to your garage, especially if it's a toy, something you're not using every day, you want to be going, wow, look at that, like that's something I ride, that's a full-on, that's a bike, not some little toy that looks a bit plasticky and you don't really want to ride it then. But that's just my thoughts on it anyways. Not taking away from those little bikes, they're amazing. In depth of those other cheaper bikes, and the reason why again that I got this over those bikes, mainly the Duke 390 and the Ninja 400, and the R3. They were the 3 bikes that I was considering that were obviously the smaller capacity ones. I was considering the Ducati Monster 659, but yeah, anyways, so I want to talk about those smaller bikes. So we're going to start with the Duke 390 because I was really close to that one, to pulling the pin on that one. So the first thing, the good things about that bike, the dash for a $6,500 bike is ridiculous. It's amazing. Yeah, it's full color. It's, you know, you can connect your phone. It's got heaps of different settings and information and all the rest of it. It's great. So yeah, but to be honest, I kind of like the analog displays a bit more anyways. So the handling on that bike is amazing as well, so that really stands out, and it handles better than this thing just because it's so light. There's no weight behind it, and the frame, the tires, everything works really well. The suspension's a bit soft, but you know, that's, you know, for $6.5 grand, what, yeah, you can't ask for much more. And so the main thing, well, the two main things for me were, number one, the power. More so on the freeway, up in higher RPMs, it just really lacked. I do a little bit of freeway stuff to go to work, and it just lacked a fair bit in that department. Right up high, it was sort of screaming its head off. Where this thing, you know, it'll sit at sort of 6,000 at 100 kilometers an hour in 6th gear. So yeah, so that's where it lacked a little bit, and same with the Ninja 400. They just, you know, around town they're great. They, you know, they bloody just as quick as this thing, you know, up to speeds. But yeah, just on that highway, higher RPM, just didn't quite do it for me. And the other thing was purely the sound. The sound of those bikes, it just does my head in a little bit. That parallel twin, I just do not like the sound of those bikes at all. They just sound like lawnmowers. And to be honest, that was probably the biggest thing, other than the power, for me, was just the sound. I mean, I couldn't quite bring myself to sort of have that. Even with an exhaust, it just sounds, oh, I don't know, a bit lawnmowy. You know, where this just, you know, sounds amazing. So yeah, that's really the main thing, guys, that I wanted to talk about today, was just this bike, why I got this bike over those bikes that I was considering. Obviously I was considering this, like I said, the Monster as well, but it's just starting to look a bit old, and yeah, it just didn't have as much character, I thought, you know, compared to this bike. Some wouldn't agree with that, but for me, yeah, it just didn't quite cut it. It was close, but yeah, not quite there. Alright guys, so yeah, I'm just on my way to work now. That should be fun. So yeah guys, I will be hopefully doing videos every week. I'm going to be doing I'm going to go and ride a KTM 390 Duke for you, and do a review and post that up soon. So that's going to be my next video, I would say. And I'm going to do a couple of other reviews on different Lambs bikes as well. So yeah, if you enjoy the videos, please hit that subscribe and that bell button. That'll be much appreciated. And yeah, thanks guys, see you soon, bye.